Hey friends, it's Jasmine. I hope you all are doing well. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some witchy planning. So this is not something new. This is something that has been around for quite a long time. Matter of fact, published since 1998. So we are going to be talking about the Witch's Datebook. This is by Llewellyn. This is what the 2021 cover looks like. Here's the back. This is something that has been around since, published since 1998. And for the past several years, with the exception of 2020, I have gotten a Witch's Datebook. I really like the Llewellyn's Witch's Datebook for many reasons, and I'm going to talk about why I think this is such an essential tool and it's very affordable. So here's my review. So the Llewellyn Witch's Datebook, first of all, it's a pretty standard size datebook and it comes spiral bound. This is probably one of my biggest complaints about the datebook is I like to keep my datebook in my purse. So it's, ready on hand for me to put my appointments, schedule clients, write my classes down, doctor's appointments. And as some of you know, I'm also now taking care of my grandmother. So making sure I have all of her schedule in here, stuff with, dates with my husband, whatever. Like I like to make sure everything is in this book. And when it's in the purse, because it is a spiral bound notebook, it does make it a little bit more fragile. So as the year goes on, this book will definitely get some wear and tear. So if you're going to keep this in your purse, I recommend keeping it in some sort of pouch or bag to try to help protect it. Or maybe don't carry it around with you everywhere and just keep it at home. But
I don't know how to do that. I have to have it in my purse.
And there's a couple reasons why, but I want to talk about the back of the planner. So 365 Days of Witchcraft. This is an annual date book, okay? So this date book is filled with tips and in-depth ideas. Llewellyn's Witch's Datebook is designed to help you connect to the spirit and enhance your skill in the craft. I can attest to that. Like I said, I've used this now for a couple years each year. This datebook features breathtaking illustrations from award-winning artist Jennifer Hewitson, and as well as spells and how-to instructions, recipes, and more to help you achieve your magical goals all year long. You guys, the artwork in this datebook is beautiful. It is black and white. It is classic. It is very witchy. And I actually like to take some of the artwork from the book and clip it out and actually put it into my BOS. Like, that's how much I like this artwork. So here's some things that you're going to get from this datebook. Sabbat Musings by Diane Rochelle. Tasty Recipes by Corina Saline. More than 100 Magical Tips by Elizabeth Barrett. Celtic Tree Months by Blake Octavian Blair. Social Media Spellwork by Mickey Mueller. Tips for Creating Your Own Labyrinth by J.D. Hartwort. Ideas for Creating a Book of Shadows by Melanie Marquise. So this indispensable on-the-go date book offers an at-a-glance guide to the best days to plant and harvest, moon lore and phases for successful spell casting, daily planetary and color correspondences to empower your magical work. And it's a spiral bound, lay flat design with calendar spreads that make it easy to write in appointments and special events. So that is what the back of the book says. Like I said, I use this date book personally, and if you would like to keep better track of, your day-to-day mundane life, appointments, scheduling, or if you want to work with the new moon, the full moon, and really kind of like organize your magic a little bit better, this is a great date book for that. And I am going to open up this date book and show you some of these pages. The Witch's Datebook 2021. We have, here at the beginning of the book, we have some different spells for 2021 by some various witches, like casting a spell on social media, for example, working with the spirits of the algorithms, a spell to sever a tag lock. So there's a whole passage here in the book, but the incantation is psychic thread sever, a tag knock no longer. Bad vibes reach me never, my magic is stronger. I just think this is so cute. Creating your book of shadows, some prompts for that. How to set intentions, contents and framework. Okay, so here's an example of my date book. I have already filled some appointments and stuff in already, but I like how each page has some sort of little witchy, I guess, proverb on it. Love the artwork once again, and it has like a little tidbit here. So these pages will have stuff. Look at this art. Look at that. Can you imagine that in your book of shadows? Like if you're not even going to use this as a witchy date book or planner, think about using this just to clip the art out of, to put into your book of shadows. I also like how there's recipes in here. We have a granola recipe here. And let me see. Oh, here's the Rowan moon. Let me see too, like, okay. So here's a blank page here. So do you see how there are astrological correspondences as well as like what moon phase it's in and the color for the day? This is one of the reasons why I personally really like this date book, is because it just helps me stay on track. So you have your daily planner, like from Monday through Sunday, but then you also have your calendar planner in here as well. So if you wanted to come in here and, you know, maybe make a little symbol or check mark that you did a cleansing or a warding or a blessing for your home or hearth, or that you did certain spell work, you can collaborate that here on the calendar, and then you can kind of check in with those 3 C's: keep it clean, keep it cleansed, keep it consecrated, and really make sure that you're doing your spiritual maintenance, because you can go back and see, oh, I did a cleansing on this day and it's been this many weeks now, so maybe it's time to re-up that cleansing. Or I did my devotional on this day and maybe it's time to re-up that devotional because it's been this many weeks. So I really like that. I will also say I like how this book has other faith-based holidays as well as like governmental holidays as well, at least here for the US. So if you're watching from like out of the United States, this book does have like governmental United States holidays, just so that you're aware. And I really, like I said, really just love these blurbs here. We have the Alder moon. The Celtic month of the Alder brings us the Alder moon and a chance to wade in the emotional waters within. Alder is a water-loving tree found in such wet environments as swamps, riverbanks, marshlands. And then it goes on to talk about that. There's also some really, really beautiful quotes put into the book as well, just kind of like tucked in on the daily pages. So let me see if I can show you guys that. So there's some quotes that are tucked in here. So bog fig wood and carvings of fig trees bring fertility and health. That's on Wednesday, the 24th. The 23rd says platyus have masculine energy offering rest and vision. I just really like how they tuck those like little tidbits of knowledge in here in this book. Look at this frog art. Like, that would be so cute
on like a Swamp Witch Book of Shadows page.
Okay, so we have our lunar times. Here's some more art. Love it. The Holly moon. Lunasid or Lamas. So you're going to get all 13 Esbats and ways to work with those moons and those lunar holidays. And you're also going to get the 8 Sabbats. as well, and like ways to work with and recipes for those sabots, which I really appreciate. I also love the recipes throughout the year. The kitchen witchery that you can find in this book throughout the year, I feel like is so helpful, especially if you do like practicing your craft, you know, in the kitchen, and you do like your wand being a spatula, you know, like this is some really cool stuff. And I just can't keep reiterating this, but I know you're like, yeah, we get it. The art is so cool, but look at this art. This is just very, the art is very aesthetic for me. We have a recipe for zucchini muffins. Okay, that's kind of fun. There is so much good stuff packed into this date book. And what I like about it is that it gives you that witchy insight and guidance. And I love using it as a mundane tool to help keep me on track with my work and with my family. But I also love that while I am doing that, I'm also reminded of the craft and what days are best for this or that, or what sabbat is coming up, what recipes I should be trying, how to better attune myself with the wheel of the year and the cycles of the moon and of nature and of the earth. We also have a page towards the back, which is all about the contributors. So people who basically helped make this book happen, who are referenced on the back of the book. We have an appendix here. So we have our daily magical influences, our color correspondences, lunar phases, the current moon sign, various herbs, gemstones, chakras. We also have listed all of the eclipses and full moons, as well as all of the planetary retrogrades, okay? So that way you can kind of plan your year according to these retrogrades. And it's not just about Mercury, okay? Mercury is not the only planet that goes retro. We also have our Void of Course moon tablet here in the back. So that's a wonderful tool as well. And then the past couple of pages are actually just open for notes. Now, I like to use the notes portion to, in the beginning of the year, write out my intentions for the year, and then at the halfway point at summer solstice, kind of revise those intentions. So things that have come to manifestation, we can kind of cross off, and things that have not come to manifestation that maybe need a little bit more work, we can kind of fine tune those goals by making smaller goals. And then at the end of the year, at winter solstice, we can kind of reflect a little, look back on these goals, see if we're still trying to hit these goals. And if we are, you know, carry that with us into the next year, which would be 2022. And maybe we also find that original goals that we set into intention at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, we no longer wish to manifest for whatever reason. So I just think that this is a incredibly powerful tool. And I believe you can get this on Amazon for like, I don't know, I think it was like $10 or $12. So definitely, you know, look into getting this date book. I think personally, it's a very powerful, mundane tool to help keep you more grounded in the physical and help you stay on track with your mortal or your mundane sort of life, but also help keep you plugged into your witchy life. And if you don't buy it as a date book, buy it for the artwork alone. Using this book as mixed media has done me very well, and I can show you some examples of that here in just a second. So I have my personal book of shadows here, which I don't typically show here on YouTube. I have kind of like put a little bit of some photos of my book on Patreon just because it's a little bit intimate for me to show. But as an example here, oh, here we go. I have
the Rootin' Tootin' Tonic recipe
from 2019, I believe. And yes, I recently redid the outside cover of my Book of Shadows because the spine was literally ripping and breaking. So we had to kind of doctor this up. And thankfully, my coven mate really knows their way around some duct tape and a hot glue gun, and they were able to help me out. So we kind of redid the cover here of the book and then reattached the spine. So my book is much, much happier now. And I will most likely attach some videos of that as well. So I hope that this was educational, or at the very least entertaining for you guys. And until next time, blessed be.